Hey guys, it's Miss Jackson, and we are going to go over our next set of notes in our expressions and equations unit, and it is expanding and factoring expressions. First things first, we're going to simplify the following expressions by following the order of operations. Order of operations states that we are going to do everything that's inside the parentheses first, then we will multiply and divide, add and subtract. All right, on number 1, we're going to combine the parentheses 3 plus 9, which is 12. When you have a number on the outside of the parentheses, no operation symbol, that really just means 6 times 12, which is the same thing as 72. All right, let's go to the next one. 9 plus 2 is 11. So I have 5 parentheses 11, which is 55. And then number 3, 8 minus 4 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. All right, how is 7 parentheses x plus 2 different from what we just solved above? Brainstorm how it can be simplified. All right, so the only difference that I'm seeing is that 7, and you're multiplying it by x plus 2. So the variable x is replacing a number. And if we were in class, we would brainstorm different ways to solve this. But since we are just writing down notes, we are going to solve it by saying 7 times x plus 7 times 2. So we get 7x plus 14, which we cannot combine together. So that's as simplified as we can get. And this is called the distributive property. The distributive property allows the number on the outside of the parentheses to be distributed to the terms on the inside of the parentheses. And we do that via multiplication. This will help you simplify for those terms that you cannot combine together, because on this problem, 7 parentheses x plus 2, you cannot combine x plus 2 because they are unlike terms, but you can multiply them. All right, each of the 4 members of the Robinson family ordered a drink, D, 2 pieces of pizza, P, and 1 ice cream cone, C. Distribute and write an expression to represent their order. So we are going to distribute the 4 to the drinks, the 4 to the 2 pizza, and the 4 to the ice cream cone. When we do that, we are going to say 4 times the drinks is 4D, plus 4 times 2P is going to be 8P, and 4 times C is 4C. So we have 4 drinks, 8 pizzas, and 4 ice cream cones for the Robinson family. 4D and 8P and 4C have unlike terms, so we cannot combine them any further. Use the area models below to distribute. We are going to take the 5 and we are going to distribute to the 3x and to the 2. 5 times 3x is 15x, and 5 times 2 is 10. So when I go to write my problem, I have 5 parentheses 3x plus 2 is the same thing as 15x plus 10. Okay, and all we did was distribute. Same thing on the next one, 7 times x, 7 times negative 9. And again, when I write the problem out away from the area model, I have 7 parentheses x minus 9. Then when we distribute, we have 7x minus 63. Okay? All right, simplify the following expressions using the distributive property. I would like for you to get in the habit of drawing arrows over top of your problem. That way you know that you are going to be distributing that front number to both or all terms inside the parentheses. Okay. And then you can go ahead and start solving them. So on number 4, it says 5 parentheses 6x plus 9. 5 times 6x is going to be 30x. 5 times 9 is 45. 30x and 45 have no like terms, so you cannot combine them together. 4 parentheses 3k minus 2. 4 times 3k is going to be 12k, and 4 times 2 is 8. 12k and 8 have no like terms. You cannot combine them together. Number 6, we have 1.5 times 6t plus 1.5 times 2. I'm going to have to do some math here, multiplying. Actually, writing that down, 6 times 5 is going to be 30. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. One place from a decimal, one place from a decimal. So I have 9t plus 1.5 times 2 is 10. And then 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Bring down my decimal. Plus 3. 9t and 3 have no like terms, so that is the most simplified answer. All right, number 7. I have half times 8 and half times 6. Half of is a multiplication word, so half of 8 is 4. And then half of 6 is 3. And then you put your variable, and you cannot combine like terms, or you cannot combine these because they are unlike terms. So that is as simplified as it'll go. All right, on number 8, we have 8p. 8 times 7 is 56. And then 8 times 2q is going to be 16q. Okay, cannot combine because they are unlike terms, so that is your final answer. All right, number 9, we have 4 times 3.2d and 4 times 10. 3.2 times 4, 8, 12, and my parentheses, or my decimal point, sorry, 12.8d, and 4 times 10 is 40. All right, we cannot combine because they are unlike terms, so we're going to leave it like that. All right, number 10. Simplify the expression using the distributive property, then combine any like terms. So this is kind of like a two-step problem here. We're going to do the distributive property first, and then we're going to combine like terms if there is any. All right, anytime we want to combine like terms, we're going to split up our expression into terms so that I can see what is like, what is not. 24c is the only one with a variable, so it's going to stay by itself. I have negative 12 and positive 10. They have opposite signs, so I know when I combine them, I need to be subtracting. So 12 minus 10 is 2. And then I'm going to look to the number of the greater absolute value. It's negative, so my 2 is negative. I distributed and then combined like terms. Same thing on number 11. Distribute the 6. Split up the terms. Combine the like terms. 18b, 5b are going to combine up to be 23b plus 42. Again, the goal here is to simplify and make the problem more simple than it was before you started. Okay, 12, we are only going to distribute the number that's right outside the parentheses, and in this case, it's 2. So the 3x stays alone. Then I have 8x and 14. 3x plus 8x plus 14. Again, if you need to, separate your terms. And then you can go ahead and combine them. I have 11x plus 14. Cannot combine any further, so we'll leave it just like that. All right, next set of notes is going to talk about factoring and expression. So when you think about factoring, you need to be thinking about greatest common factor, factor trees, that kind of thing. Expressions can be factored to remove the common factor. Expressions can be factored to remove the common factor. This is how we undo the distributive property. So up here, when we distributed, we multiplied. I'm not real sure what's going on here. We multiplied. So to undo it, we would be using division. Determine the greatest common factor between the values. Remove it by dividing it by each term. All right. So if you are not familiar with how to find the greatest common factor, then I suggest that you pay attention. Factor trees. All right, so you're thinking about your math facts to get to a solution of 4. So 1 times 4, 2 times 2. Those are the only factors for 4. 16 has 1 times 16, 2 times 8, 4 times 4. Those are the only factors for 16. So we need to find their greatest common factor. And in this case, their greatest common factor is going to be 4. So that is what we are factoring out. So when we factor out, we divide. 4x divided by 4 is x. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So we started here. I'm going to change colors. We started here. 4x plus 16. Then we factored out a 4 and got x plus 4. Okay, so again, you were just undoing what we just got done doing, which was the distributive property. All right, on the next one, 12x and 18. Again, it's the same problem. 12x plus 18 is going to be the same as some number. Okay, and the greatest common factor for 12x and 18 is 6. So 12x divided by 6 is 2x. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So I have 6, 2x plus 3. Okay, and again, if you need to factor tree for 12 and 18, then you need to do that on your own. Okay? All right, number 13, 14, and 15. For 13, the greatest common factor is 2. And 6a divided by 2 is going to be 3a. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Greatest common factor for 24x and 9 is going to be 3. 24x divided by 9, or divided by 3, I'm sorry, is 8x. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And greatest common factor for 10x and 35 is 5. 10x divided by 5 is 2x. 35 divided by 5 is 7. All right, that is your notes. So moving on to homework. I'm going to scroll out just a little bit if it'll let me. All right, on your homework, you are using the distributive property to simplify. And then on problems 4, 9, 12, and 13, they do not have any parentheses. So you cannot distribute. So what that means is that you are going to be using the greatest common factor to factor those problems with their greatest common factor, factor it out by division, and then you can look for your answers below. All right, guys, as always, if you have questions, comments, concerns, or you need to reach me about something, send me an email or a comment on Google Classroom, and I will do my best to get back with you. Y'all have a good day.